So I swing my leg back and I kick him right in the thigh, like as hard as I can. And um and then he jumps and he's like, oh, and then but then they both think it's Carson, so I'm like, uh-oh. And then and somehow Carson didn't even notice I did that. And so immediately I'm like, hey, that was me. That was me. You don't have any beef with him, that was me. And then and then um and then his brother was like and then just out of nowhere, he punches me in the nose really hard. That was probably one of the hardest hits in the nose I've ever taken. And then both nostrils are bleeding a ton. And Carson's like, "Are you okay?" And I was just like, "You just keep staying in the line." And right as I get out, that's when the line starts moving, and they're about to. And I'm just, and they're like, there's one more turn before they go in. I'm slowly walking, and then I turn around, and I go back, and then they, and then the guy who punched me is like, "What are you doing?" And then I'm just, I'm like, my head's down, and then I'm like an anime character at this point for how I'm like acting, like, and I didn't even watch anime yet. Um, I'm just like, and then I just, in a like a blink of an eye, because my dad has been practicing me. Because like we were practicing my punches, like not to pull back, just to strike, and I striked right in his face, and his mouth was bleeding. I pushed back his tooth, and I would later that day when I called my dad, I was like, "Hey, I did the punch just like you said. I punched him right." And my mom was mad at me for that, but I was like, "I did it just like you said. I actually did it." But I did that, and he was like, "Oh!" and just crying, and then I just walked away, like laughing and giggling while my nose was still like in so much pain and bleeding, and then we both got kicked out of the party. But luckily, right next door, there at the church, there was another Halloween party which I went to, and I had fun at. But yeah, I ended up getting in trouble at school, and because my principal doesn't like me, but and the other kid didn't get in trouble at all, and I got suspended for a week, and he didn't get suspended at all, but at least his tooth got suspended.